Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the updated version of the Modern Dayfarer Backpack, which has been one of my favorite work, gym, and everyday bags for the past couple of years. I've always been a fan of the organizational layout, the size, and the build quality of the original, and was very excited to see a new version announced that seemed to offer some really solid, evolutionary, iterative changes. So, really updating the bag without losing the elements that made the original so great. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about my experience using it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, talk a little bit about the changes, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the outside of the bag, I really like the overall aesthetic. I was a fan of the original's look, so glad to see that it hasn't changed drastically, but there have been some updates made to the silhouette, which I think work really well and make the bag look even sleeker, particularly when it's not as full. It just manages to maintain a little bit of a slimmer shape, and it still has that, very professional aesthetic that's gonna work well in a variety of environments, whether you're taking this into an office, if you're wearing it with a nicer outfit, or for exploring a city or traveling. As far as the materials, the bag feels very solidly built. The exterior fabric is an 840D nylon that feels like it's going to hold up well to rougher usage and also offer a good amount of weather resistance. And then you also have some nice YKK zippers all throughout with aqua guards for some of the more sensitive compartments. Continuing along the outside of the bag, you do have an external water bottle pocket, which you had on the original as well. This has been updated a bit. The original had a zipper that went around the water bottle pocket to allow you to compress it down when not in use. It has been simplified here. You no longer have that zipper, but you still have a decent amount of space here. I was able to hold the same 20-ounce water bottle that I use in a lot of my other daily bag videos. I think the compartment has a nice amount of depth, and in general, I like the change away from the zipper. It feels just a little simpler to use. Before, if I wanted to use the water bottle pocket, it felt a little clunky to have to open it up, expand it, and I also feel like this compartment offers a little more of a secure hold than the previous version, so I think it makes a lot of sense. You still have plenty of elasticity, and then that elasticity pulls the pocket against the bag to still maintain a streamlined look when it's not in use. Next to the water bottle pocket, you also have a nice carrying handle that's going to allow you to hold this like a briefcase, as well as a handle on the top. Both of these have a really nice seatbelt-like material, pretty good padding, and they're also really easy to grab. I really like how much they come out, but they don't stick out awkwardly or affect the appearance of the bag when they're not in use. Moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 24 liters, which is a really versatile size in my opinion. I was able to hold all the items that I normally like to carry with me, and I still had some leftover space for longer days or minimal travel. And I like that even when the bag is a little bit more packed out, it maintains a pretty slim silhouette, which made it great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying onto pretty much any domestic or international airline. Taking a look at the straps and the back paneling, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. This is an area that's been updated quite a bit from the original. Everything feels just a little bit more robust, so you have a thicker and stiffer feeling padding on the straps that feels supportive and comfortable out of the box. On the inside, you don't have any sort of mesh to help prevent moisture from building up, but this softer material on the inside has felt pretty nice. The straps aren't the widest, but you do have enough width here so that it doesn't feel like the bag is digging into your shoulders. It works well with the size of the bag. One additional note on the straps, which I think is a really nice update, is you can see that they have this sort of bend that is meant to align a little bit better with your shoulders than the older straps, which just kind of came straight down. And although a sternum strap wasn't included with the version that I received, you do have these attachment points here that will allow you to add one if you want to have the additional support. Moving into the back paneling, this has also felt really comfortable. You have a really soft kind of gel-like padding here, which has felt great. Like the straps, it doesn't have any sort of breathable mesh on it, but I like that the padding is elevated to create these large air channels to give you plenty of airflow while you're walking around throughout the day. And then on the back panel, like the original, you have a luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. You could also potentially use this as a handle to pick the bag up. This is a little bit different than it was on the original. That had kind of a larger slot that went behind the back paneling, whereas this is a little bit more streamlined, maybe a little bit lighter. You might have trouble with a thicker suitcase handle, but so far it's worked well for me. On the back paneling, you also have a hidden zippered compartment that's going to allow you to hide something that's a little bit more sensitive, such as a passport, a wallet, or some cash. This actually offers a pretty decent amount of space. You could probably put a couple of things in there. Currently, the only thing that I have is a field notes notebook. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag keeps things pretty simple, but still offers a nice variety of ways to organize your stuff. Starting off on the front, you have a quick access pocket with a vertically oriented zipper, so it's gonna be great for swinging the bag around while you're still wearing it, to be able to grab something easily. And this is actually the perfect spot for something like the Modern Dayfarer Tech Pouch, which is one of the slimmer pouches that's on the market. I've been wanting to test this out for a while. Finally got a chance to check out this bright orange pouch with the X-Pack fabric, aqua-guarded YKK zippers, and it is meant to pair perfectly with this compartment. I have this pretty packed out, and you can see that it still fits in there comfortably. Without the pouch though, this is still gonna be a good spot to store items that you need to grab a little bit more regularly during the day. There's a decent amount of space here. It's a pretty tall compartment though, and there's no internal organization. So if you place the items in, they're probably gonna slide down towards the bottom. So I do recommend pairing it with a pouch such as this one, which I absolutely have loved. It has a full kind of clamshell style opening. Again, the slimness of this pouch is super impressive. It's a little bit longer, but that allows you to store a lot of stuff without it getting super bulky. You have two mesh zippered pockets on one side that are gonna be great for holding smaller tech items. So in this one here, I currently have my Apple Magic Mouse. I also have an AirTag, and I like that these have a little bit more dimension. So you have some flexibility with what you can store. At the bottom, I currently have my Samsung portable hard drive with its USB cable. And then on the other side, you have a deeper sort of mesh slip pocket. This is gonna be the perfect spot for bulkier laptop chargers and cables. Currently what I did was toss in lightning cable with a wall brick to charge my phone. And then I also have the Anchor wall adapter that I've been using a lot recently, which can charge my laptop in addition to my tablet and my phone. So can save a little bit of space, fits perfectly in this area here. I also have a wired set of headphones, and you have some elastic bands at the top that are gonna be great for EDC items or dongles and cables. So at the moment I have a little lightning to HDMI adapter to connect my phone to a screen. I also have a USB-C to USB-C cable for my laptop and my iPad. And then I also have the Ridge bolt action pen, which I like to have with me pretty much anywhere that I go now. On the side, you have another pretty tall zippered compartment with some internal organization. This is an update from the previous version. There used to be two separate zippered compartments on the side, and I actually think this layout works a lot better. It feels like you can take more advantage of the space while still accomplishing the same sort of organization for the items that you want to grab most regularly. So you have a decent amount of volume here, even for something thicker like a pouch. Currently what I have here is my Tom Bin Ghost Wheel pouch, which fit in there easily. You can see how much the compartment kind of goes in. So you could probably put an umbrella in here as well. And then you have some elastic slip pockets here. So again, I like this elasticity as it gives you some flexibility with what you can store. If you have a mouse or bulkier items, should be able to fit in there easily. In this one, I just have a portable battery. And then above that, I have another lightning cable and power brick to charge my phone. And you also have a little lanyard with a carabiner that's gonna be a good spot to hold something like your keys or a multi-tool. The next area we're gonna be taking a look at is the laptop compartment. Really great implementation here. You have an aqua-guarded zipper and very easy access from the top. I love that this compartment is separate from the main compartment. That's always really helpful for me with bags as far as being able to access your device quickly, particularly while traveling. And you're gonna be able to hold up to a 15 or 16-inch laptop comfortably. Currently what I have here is a 13-inch MacBook Air. You can see how much leftover space there is at the top. Good amount of padding in the compartment, and it's also well suspended off the bottom of the ground. So if you place your bag down a little bit harder, you're not gonna have to worry about your device getting damaged. And so pulling my laptop out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. no sort of fleece lining, but it does come up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in there comfortably. And with the amount of padding and the false bottom that's offered here, it feels like my device is going to be very well protected and easy to access while I'm running around throughout the day. And then moving into the main compartment, this is a top-loading bag. It has a flap that is secured with a really nice magnetic fidlock buckle. I'm a big fan of this system as it's just very smooth and seamless to get in and out of the bag. I like that you can just slide it over to open it, and then you can close it very simply with the magnets. You don't have to slide it back in or anything like that. So I think this works quite well. You also have an adjustable volume here with the straps, so you can take full advantage of this compartment if you're carrying a little bit more, or if you want to store maybe a jacket or something larger here and then compress it down if you want to save a little bit of space. One thing that I think works a little bit better on this version of the Dayfarer backpack is these sides. With any top-loading bag, you always want to be careful that the sides are properly tucked in so that you don't have water getting in if you happen to get caught in a little bit of rain. And I think that this does it very well. You can see that it's into the bag, so there's no accidental flaps slipping out. And so really nice implementation there. And I like that this works as a top-loading bag, so I can reach down and grab whatever I need quickly. But you also have these zippers along the side that will allow you to either access a particular side of the bag without opening everything up if there's something that you want to grab, or will allow you to open it up fully clamshell style so you can have full visibility into anything that you want to reach. And with the amount of space and the simpler layout that's offered here, again with 24 liters of capacity, I was able to hold a lot of stuff. Even with the shoes in the shoe compartment, I still have most of the items that I would normally carry with me. So I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones with their case. I have the Evergood Civic Access Pouch 2 liter, as well as the 1 liter, just to kind of showcase how much I was able to fit. I also have my DJI Mavic Mini with its hard shell case. And here I also have my shoes inside the compartment. So even with those shoes in there, I was able to hold all of those items comfortably. And then speaking of the shoe compartment, now that you can see how much volume it takes from the inside, in order to get your shoes out, you have a separate zipper on the outside that has these drainage holes here to provide you with ventilation if you have something a little bit wet. And so very easy to access your shoes when you're ready to exercise, to store them away. Currently what I have here are a pair of Nike Free Runs. They are size 11.5 and fit in there very easily. Slightly larger shoe would have probably fit in there as well. So good amount of space. It's nice that you can actually pull this out as well if you need to clean it or let it air out after a day of running around, or even if, I like to have these particularly when I'm going to the beach or to the pool. I could toss in my bathing suit, keep it separate from everything else. So I know some people are torn on having a shoe compartment. I personally like to have it on any bag that's a little bit more of an active bag. And one of the nice things about the Dayfarer backpack in particularly is that you can also roll this up if it's not in use. You can roll it, and then there is a little Velcro strap at the bottom that just kind of helps keep and then there's a little Velcro strap at the bottom, which just kind of help keep this out of the way when it's not in use, so you don't have a large floating compartment in the middle of everything else. On the back of the compartment, you have an elastic slip pocket that's a little bit taller, so this is going to be a good spot to maybe separate a tablet, some folders, or maybe even some clothes if you're using this as a gym bag. And with the amount of space that's offered, I could definitely use this for minimal travel. I was able to toss in a larger compressible packing cube, a dock kit, and an extra pair of shoes, and I'd be good to go for a weekend trip. And then taking a look at the flap, you have two additional zippered compartments. At the top, you have one that has mesh so you can see on the inside, and I like that these compartments offer a good amount of volume as well. So something a little bit bulkier like my sunglasses with their case was able to fit in there comfortably. And then below that, you have a compartment that doesn't have mesh, so it's going to be maybe a little bit better for something that you want to keep more hidden or sensitive. So if you have medicines or documents, a wallet, anything like that. Currently what I have here at the moment is just the Peak Design mobile tripod that I've been using, as well as a little manicure set. So really love the layout in this main area and throughout the rest of the bag. I've been a big fan of the Dayfarer backpack for many years now, and it's great to see that they have taken what was already a great bag and just made some nice incremental improvements that make it an even better experience to use. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the updated version of the Modern Dayfarer Backpack. You can currently purchase this on the company site for about $190, which definitely isn't cheap, but it does feel like a pretty reasonable price for the features and the build quality that it has to offer, and it compares well to other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is the Bellroy Venture backpack, which we looked at pretty recently. That is another top-loading bag. It has kind of a similar aesthetic and layout. You can open it from the top. It has kind of an adjustable flap and volume. It also opens flat, kind of clamshell like this bag, so you can easily pack it out, organize whatever you need. The pocket layout on that is a little bit different. It doesn't have the same level of organization of this bag. It doesn't have the separate shoe compartment. The laptop compartment is integrated into the main area versus this one, which has a separate laptop compartment. So I do prefer the layout on the Dayfarer, but you know, it's a very well padded and suspended laptop sleeve. You have some nice pocketing on the lid, on the inside, very solid build quality, comfortable to wear. And what I like about that bag is that the aesthetic has a little bit more of kind of an adventurous outdoor type feel given the Venture name. So the material has some texture. So it's got a slightly different vibe. So if you like this style of bag, that's kind of a top loader and clamshell style, and you want something durable, but that's not gonna be maybe quite as sleek looking for the city, more kind of suited for maybe taking it to the outdoors, that's gonna be a great option to consider. The next bag this made me think of is the Peak Design Everyday Backpack Zip. There is also the Peak Design Everyday Bag, which was the original, that has a pretty similar sort of layout to this as far as having a single buckle that you can open up, reach in from the top. And Peak Design really differentiates itself with its organization and access for camera gear. So you have the full access on the sides, so you can reach in, configure it with a bunch of different dividers. It has a pretty rigid structure, solid build quality. I do think that the Dayfarer backpack is a little bit more comfortable. Both of them offer good laptop protection. The Zip backpack in particular, I was a fan of, as you know, it's a nice alternative to this top loading mechanism. It feels like it's gonna offer a little bit more protection against the elements since you can fully zip it up, but it has, you know, a lot of the same benefits, very sleek, modern style. And if you're somebody who carries a good amount of camera gear and you need protection and access for it, then that's gonna be a really solid option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Air Fit Pack 3, which like this one makes a really good sort of EDC/gym bag. That one also has a separate shoe compartment. The layout is a little bit different. It has the duffel style opening on the front, so you can place the bag down and kind of organize your change of clothes. It does have external water bottle pockets with the newest version, a well padded suspended laptop compartment, good organizational layout. So very similar to this bag in many respects. And if you're looking for something that's gonna give you that flexibility for, you know, your active wear, but that's not necessarily a top loader, if you prefer kind of that duffel style opening, then that's gonna be a fantastic option to consider. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Boundary Supply Errant Pack, which is another bag that I've used over many years. Very solidly built. I really like all the organizational options that it provides. It has a comfortable harness system, great laptop protection. That one opens up clamshell style, and it also has magnetic buckles that you can open from the top so you can access your camera gear. One of the benefits with that is that it has a nice ecosystem of accessories, pouches, camera cubes, and all that. And it has a little bit more of a rugged appearance. So again, if you're looking for something that's more adventure focused, that's gonna offer some modular accessories while still keeping the same build quality and comfort of this, then I definitely recommend you check that one out. With that being said, the updated version of the Modern Dayfarer Backpack holds up really well against all those bags. And if you're looking for a very durable, flexible, and sleek everyday bag that's also gonna work well for your gym gear, this is gonna be a fantastic option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the updates to the Dayfarer Backpack and how it compares to some of the other popular tech and EDC bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company again for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.